Oh yeah.
Feed the goat.
Yep.
Yeah, 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 yeah. I forgot. Yeah, we're gonna go in there. So nice meeting you.
Well, it's fine. Thank you.
Since you want to do a documentary,
Yeah. Yeah.
do a
Definitely.
documentary. Send
Uh,
it to me too.
who?
And on social media. See, this is the first thing right here. This brother right here, he was raised a Christian, but he moved from Michigan. He's a Marcus Garvey, his father is a Marcus Garvey follower. Does that make sense? His
Yeah.
father is a Marcus Garvey follower, and that's how he started this place. You know, he went to Africa. When he passed, his son took over, which is our new king.
Okay.
So right about here, being the fact that you're visitors, anytime there's a new visitor coming in, you know, like in our Western house, you go down there, you press the bell. This is me telling people in the village that there's a visitor. Ale Jode, Ale Jode, Ale Jode, Ale Jode. Ale Jode. I'm letting people know that we've got a visitor here in the
Okay.
village. So if you know, putting on your makeup, just come out and say hello if you want to. Pretty much. As a matter of fact, you know what? This is how I'm even gonna do. A castle. What time is it? It's morning still, right?
Yeah.
Okay, it means a car road. What I'm actually saying is good morning. I'm a Yoruba descent. I was born and raised in England. But my friends are from the Yoruba land. So, ọmọ Yorùbá lè mi, wọ́n bí mi sí ìlú ọba. Ìyá mi àti bàbá mi ilẹ̀ Yorùbá ni wọ́n ti wá. So I'm saying this that way we all share our history, our culture. So this reminds me of Nigeria. Ibiba, ó rán mi létí ilé. So what I'm actually saying that this place actually reminds me of Nigeria when I was a little kid. So I got to live in a village like this. So Ilé Abúlé, àwa ọmọ Yorùbá, Nífà, ọmọ Ológun làwa. So what I actually just said is we are the Yoruba children. We are the child of Ogun. Lẹ́nu ijọ́ mẹ́ta yìí, what that means is lately, tí mo bá ń gbàdúrà, mo máa ń gbàdúrà sí Olódùmarè. Where I said that lately I've been praying to Olódùmarè. When mo máa ń lọ sí orí social media, máa ń gbàdúrà. I'm actually saying I go to the social media, so when I call on the Oguns, the Olódùmarè. Unlike before, I used to be ashamed of this thing. I would not even tell you I was Nigerian 26 years ago. Because I was taught to speak. As you can see by the way I spoke my proper this called language. I was taught to speak this way. But as time progresses, I got really excited in wanting to speak about my own culture. I call it bridging the gap. A lot of Africans are not sleeping because I see the clashes within black people from here and black people from Africa. I watch it every day. And what I've noticed about that is what's separating black people in this country is simple religion. Every black person that don't get along with each other, they all go to the same place on a Sunday, and I'm not gonna say nothing about that. So,
hey, this channel speaks all on it. So
we all
good.
Yeah, we will talk because everybody, because for me, even though I'm first generation Nigerian, I don't have African friends. All my friends are from here. I'm just like another brother from Atlanta. Be like, yeah, what up, fool? You know, so when people say, yeah, he African, I'm saying that because I use all the language. And man, I ain't been an African in over 30, 20 something years because this is the culture that I've grown to know.
Right.
You know, so every morning when I get up and go and run, I feel so safe when I go in the hood to run.
Yeah.
Because you know I can wear this be. I know a brother's going to stop me and be like, yeah, what up, shawty? Yeah,
Yeah.
Alafia. So to me, that brings peace to me. Nobody talked about that. They think we're always carrying guns.
Yeah.
And especially when you have a hair on like this, you're not supposed to know about no tradition. Yeah, for me, this is not just a culture. I don't read the Bible, the Quran, the Torah, the Bhagavad Gita. I studied the Mormon Bible. I mean, you name me. I studied Hinduism. I studied Buddhism. And the only thing that this thing brought me to is my own culture. I even have a ritual to where I practice yoga for 3 hours every morning. I get up at 2 o'clock. Before I got initiated to before I make sure I can run 100 miles. And the only way I was able to run that 100 miles was by me using my feminine energy. I saw my ex-wife give birth to my son. And when that woman hold my hand, she was just like her. Man, you would thought I was the one in labor. And I felt so ashamed, like, golly. And that made me realize I can run 100 miles. And after like running over 80 miles, the only name that came into my head was Marumila. So some people come into the culture because of anger. So as a Yoruba man, I came in because I have read all their books. I studied. And the only thing that I see is my Ifa tradition. So this is not me, so how can I say this? Me wasi odo Ifa torí pé inú ń bí mi. What I just said is I did not come to the Ifa culture because I'm angry. I come because I study consciousness. And when you're talking about consciousness, look, I got hit by a car after I did my Ogun ritual. I cannot walk for almost a couple of months. I lost movement in my hand and I begin my yoga path. I get up every night, 1:30, 2 o'clock, and I will stretch my body for 2-3 hours. After 3 years, I gained flexibility in my hand. And one day I woke up, something told me to run 200 marathons in 1 year. And when I did that, I gained flexibility. The word yoga in the Yoruba culture that nobody talks about means Riro is spelled R-I-R-O. You want to understand your Orisha, you practice yoga. When you Google my name, I come up everywhere because it will tell you that, yeah, I went through homelessness and I show it to everybody. And I will say this, man, you can take all your money away. You can never, ever take my mind away. There's something in your spine that just gives you power. That's your Orisha. When you study Riro, Ifa is not just a fashion, it's a conscious movement. You have to study the kinetic yoga. And the reason why it's very hard for most people to take me serious right now because the definition of a brown person in this culture is being bastardized that we cannot be disciplined. Does that make sense?
Yes, discipline is the key.
So I practice that. I just came back from running as I meet you right now. I probably run like 12, 13 miles already today. Yeah, I've been out since 2 o'clock this morning. So everything that I'm doing right now is just coming, floating naturally. So it's about the culture. And not to mention, man, I'm 54 years old and still doing all this.
Yeah. Actually, I'm 49 this day.
You're
Today is my birthday.
Happy birthday. Yeah, so yeah, I'm 54. Man, brother, you look beautiful for 49. You know, I don't want to use any bad words. I try to stay conscious when it comes to education in this culture because our history is so. And once you realize, I use the word conscious and unconscious because the time that this place got started, for me as a Yoruba man, standing in this place really brings tears to my eyes. Because to know that this culture came 5,677 miles away. So this is the new king. We have the new Oba here. He was a rock star, very intelligent young brother. He took over when his father passed in 2005. And he's been there since. He's very, how do I say this? Educational, accepting of people. He meets you wherever you are. In all the other institutions that you know that call themselves so and so spiritual, they are what I call racially discriminatory.
Yeah.
Because you have to have a certain set of IQ to go into other traditions. Here, nobody gives a biscuit
Yeah.
because we believe that whatever it is that you're going through physically, emotionally, if I will heal it for you.
Yeah.
So, and nobody talks about a place like this, and that is just because everybody's welcome.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
See like how we switch it real quick. You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
telling you that, you feel me?
Yeah.
You know. So right here, I'm gonna take you to a shoe so you can
Okay.
do all the recording that you want.
Yeah.
You know, so here we have a beautiful market over here. Every day about here is all about being creative. You know, I was surprised that I got to learn how to build a house here. The Kabius is like a scientist. He just loves to put things together.
Okay.
So when they say, yeah, come, we're building a house, I was shocked. You know, so just being able to help build this place kind of give me that swag.
Yeah.
You know, I
Yeah.
did.
Gave you the knowledge.
It
to
gave me the
build.
knowledge that you could do anything. So
Yeah.
this is a shoe right here. Little story about this thing right here. When the Yorubas hear the word issue, they look at it as satanic, and that is because there was a guy called Samuel Ajayi Crowder. He is a linguistic. He was a slave that was taken away from the Yoruba land in Nigeria, and when he was released, he studied theology. And for the life of me, I just cannot understand that you have to take someone making a slave before he becomes a religious person. So when he went to Nigeria, he bastardized the word issue. Ajayi has a university. His name is Samuel Ajayi Carter. When you Google him, he comes up everywhere. And once again, not to bash anyone, colonialism is a very unique concept. When you look, yes, when you look at the way I spoke my English, I grew up thinking I got to speak English.
Yeah.
And growing up, I even went to a stage where for like a year I was mad at my parents for taking me to Africa. I did not know what went over me to make me want to do stuff like that.
Yeah.
So now looking at it, talking about it, and when you begin to study, especially when you have an African descent, what it does to you, you have to re-educate yourself. It affects your financial status.
Yeah.
You are lonely. You lose everything that you have because now you're putting in some knowledge in your head, and that knowledge is, I just don't give monkeys anymore. Because I've been traveling, looking for this money and wealth, and come to realize all that monkeyness that I'm looking for, this is right here. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I live the happiest days of my life. You feel me?
Yeah.
You know, so, and to get to that set of concept and be able to understand it. And that's why my son's mom, beautiful young lady. But I've never become so many African. And I cannot blame anybody. You know why? Because whoever put the ideology there, the Africans do the same thing. You know, I even went through an issue. People think I married out to stay in the country. I have to tell people, look, I was born in the Western world just like you. But the truth is, out of 20 Africans, 17 married to stay in the country.
Yeah.
Because it's just a real talk.
Yeah.
So if I'm getting upset over cowboyness like that, that means I'm not being real.
Yeah.
You know, and you see that cultural divideness is why I don't even get to see my son, because that whole African thing was just too much. And especially when you're around black people, it doesn't matter where you're from.
Yeah.
If you use this B, oh my goodness.
Yeah.
It don't matter whether they're African or
Yeah.
black people here.
Yeah.
You don't go to church.
Yeah.
They wouldn't even speak to you. So
Yeah.
I went through that.
Yeah.
You know, and it's even though I can laugh about it, but it's so painful.
Yeah.
Because just because of that, it doesn't
Yeah.
matter where black people is from.
See, they don't understand because they get it confused with voodoo.
Yes.
Yeah. So by getting it confused, that kind of like deters them away from their actual culture or what it actually is.
Yes.
Yeah.
And you know, because I always say to people, can you imagine? I do not have no African friends.
Yeah.
I'm first generation born Nigerian. My parents don't speak no proper English.
Yeah.
But I do not have a single African friend.
Yeah.
Yeah. And what's so funny is the only people that will accept me as I am, that nobody likes it when I think about it. It's black people from here.
Yeah.
See, one thing about people here is they don't care. They don't want to be like, okay, you don't want to go to church? Yeah, fine. All right, man, you fine.
Yeah.
You don't believe me? Okay. You know, like,
Yeah.
you know, when you question colonialism among Africans,
Yeah.
they attack you.
Yeah, attack you. They really
So you
do.
can imagine what I
It's
have to go through.
a judgmental.
Yes.
They like to judge you, and that's not what it's all about.
No, they attack you so much.
Yeah.
You know. Huh? Don't worry, we're gonna find something. Oh, there's one over there. I can go put it. Yeah. See that little garbage over there? Yeah, they attack you. Look, whatever you want to do about this station, if you don't put it up, I'll do it for you.
Yeah.
And I will speak to where it's not an attack, but it's educational.
Yeah, education.
We're not trying to be radical.
Yeah.
It ain't about that.
Yeah.
Like, for example, I got my power back when I decided, because you see, I decided, okay, anything that the colonial does, I will not do.
Yeah.
And I don't practice his religion. I don't drink his drink.
Yeah.
And I'm just keeping it real.
Yeah.
And I don't smoke his smoke. It's not because there's anything wrong with it.
Yeah.
I was telling the lady this morning, I said, man, this is so crazy. Even though I don't like how people smoke, but I love it because it's our culture. You know, taking the head, because I don't do none of those, but I just love being around it.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, and people look at it that way, and I think it's a concept that most people will never understand.
Yeah.
I never used to use the word nigga
Yeah.
because I didn't understand it. But when I begin to understand the concept, where it comes from,
Yeah.
I use it all the time.
Yeah.
And it has a different meaning
It
to
does.
you and I.
Yeah.
You know, and so when you study the law, the word nigga actually came from the word Niger.
Niger. Yeah. Right.
You feel me?
Right.
So the overseer that started calling the black people a nigga, he's an illiterate.
He
He doesn't know how to read.
And
That's how we.
that's what they don't understand. We gave them the alphabet.
Yes.
So if we gave them the alphabet,
Yeah.
then they only started learning how to speak through us.
Yeah, he don't know how. That mother cowboy don't know how to read. You know, I was telling the brother right here that just came. I said, look, when you go to Barnes and Noble, you see everywhere Odyssey, all those books.
Yeah.
I don't care who you are. The only way you can understand that book intellectually is if you understand the file.
Yeah.
Or else the Odyssey will not mean nothing to you because everything that they talked about is right here.
Right here.
But when you look at it, you see some weird looking guy with glasses acting like he a professor reading it. But he doesn't have a concept with it. That's why you see when they study those things, they become more cool.
Yeah.
Because it's not
very
something that
cuckoo.
you answer- yes.
Because when they came and then they tried to transfer their to their way of life, they changed it to the God concept. All the different religious parts of it. Not really knowing the concept where they actually got it from wasn't going that direction.
No, it wasn't. So and I feel so that's it. Look, what I was saying. The first time my grandmother told me about my African culture, I was shocked. When I went to Nigeria at the age of 9 years old, I didn't even know I was black. Plane went up and landed. I saw a lot of black people, and all the tribal marks are the ones that you're gonna get to see here. So when my grandmother said, "You're a monkey," I was so disappointed. I didn't understand that. I have this weird concept that I was better than these people just because I spoke some cowboy language. Even though I speak Yoruba, I slang speak it because we were taught to speak English. We wanted to speak like this European concept. We got to talk properly. We got to do this. That's the way I was raised. You know, and I never wanted to learn. But when my grandmother tell me my story, she said, "I have relatives here." I said, "Relatives? Where's America? I don't even know there's a place called America." So she told me that some of my people were taken away. And I remember the first American that I saw was Muhammad Ali in different strokes. I was looking, I was like, well, he looked like me, but he talked different. He looked like he just said, because the black people that I know, he talk like, yeah, hello, mate, all right. because we want to talk like them
Yeah.
Europeans.
Yeah.
So when she said that, I didn't really believe it until I moved here, and I started to read. Man, when I started reading,
Yeah.
I was mad like a mother for like 4 years. I was a Black Panther. I read every slave book you could ever think of. And when you do that type of stuff, and you come from England, and you don't have your own business, trust me, every corporate word that you go, you're going to run your mouth. They'll fire you. You know, because I was walking in there like, hey, you did this to my people. Just give me a letter. Fire.
Yes, that's true.
And you know what I know? You can't provide for your family. Next thing you know, you find yourself on the street.
So yeah,
that's what happened to me.
yeah, that's true.
Yeah, you come with your family and you find yourself on the street.
Right.
That's exactly what happened.
Yeah, exactly.
And, because that thing is not funny.
Yeah.
When you're learning about culture.
Yeah.
If you don't have $2 million saved in your account,
Yeah.
you gotta learn how to behave when you come to America.
Yeah.
Carol. This is how we greet the elderly in Nigeria.
Hey.
Like this.
How you doing?
Everybody left?
Not yet, madam.
Oh, no.
Okay.
I swear.
Yes, I have. See, the Yorubas has a very spiritual concept. Like every morning, you're supposed to greet our elderlies. When I was growing up in Nigeria, I couldn't even do that because I was psychologically healed.
Yeah.
Because the culture that I was raised in taught me how to be psychologically in my ego. So to be that's the way I'm supposed to greet in the morning and in the evening. And the woman is supposed to kneel down on their knees like this. That's how you greet the king, your parents. Supposed to kneel down, the woman kneel down. And I do this one that you just see me do. And those days, and the reason why this is so easy for me to do, because I see myself as a God.
Yeah.
It makes it easy for me to honor other people.
Yeah.
I wouldn't advise anyone to do what I just did right now because it will make you feel some type of way psychologically.
Yeah.
Because I see myself as a God, it's so easy for me to just
Yeah.
bow down to my elders.
It's all right to do it.
It's all right.
It's respect.
It's respect.
Yes, that's
Yeah.
respect.
Because, like for most people here, they do it.
Yeah.
Because, it just doesn't feel right. And the only way I was able to do that, you got to do a lot of yoga, rolling on the floor in the morning.
Yeah.
Kill your ego.
The proper exercise.
Yes, you roll on the floor every morning. You're on the floor rolling. Because you're connected to the earth.
Yeah.
The earth is your home.
Yeah.
I always say this, if I die right now, I would never regret nothing.
Yeah.
Except for maybe getting married again or spend time with my son. And I'm saying that, looking both of you in the eye. I'm at a stage of not afraid of dying. So I find that inner peace.
Yeah.
So there's two types of world. The world has a lot of money. You can be wealthy, not have.
Yeah.
And that's the reason why I even bring in this work called brahmachari. Practice celibacy. I don't want anyone to worry about me. I never want to put a woman through a stage where I cannot look after her. See, like what you doing, being with a woman, big up respect, the fact that you could provide for her.
Yeah. Try.
No,
So you know how
look.
America is.
no, look. I'm saying this because it takes a lot. I try to do the same thing, and you see where you end up. And what this has done, it made me realize how powerful psychology is.
Yeah.
You see, I can share this with you because nobody wants us to share this. They don't want us to share our emotion. There's something about a woman walking out of you because she cannot provide for her.
Yeah.
It kills your own demeanor.
Yeah. And for a male
For a
standpoint,
male,
yeah.
it kills you.
Yeah.
A lot of people don't know how to handle that shit.
And then the other psychological part of it is if she's making more than you, then
Yes.
it makes you feel like you're lesser than
Yes.
a man because she is actually more successful than you are.
More than you are,
But
yeah.
not understanding what the actual balancement
Yes,
is
yes,
meaning.
yes. So those things can be difficult. Yes, Baba. Lafia. Yeah. This way, let's continue.
All
So, post this because people are very used to us speaking radically English. We're not going to. Oh, over here, Onidiri, Ariron, That means she likes her black hair and she's visualized. The lady that owns the stage, she's a reggae artist also.
Okay.
When I was in England, every time you see a girl that you like, I used to just take her to my cousins and they would plait her hair because Yoruba women like to do that. I kid you not, by the time she finished plaiting her hair, she in love. Because they know how to say they're applying the hair. Yeah, my cousin is nice. Every day. Oh, he's good. By the time she, so we, once again, European mindset.
Yeah,
We
yeah.
thought it's for catching women. Can you imagine? That's what I use it for.
Yeah.
Not knowing that there's a creativity to it.
Yeah.
So there's a real creativity to it. The Cairo princess. Yawoba. This is the other's wife. You have to bow down. The Cairo Yawoba.
Thank you.
Yeah, you gotta bow to the princess. This is the flag I put right here. And like I said, see, every time I bow like that, it gives me this sense of peace.
Yeah.
Because our people are God.
Yeah.
So when I
Each
do
one.
that, I'm bound to God. I
Yeah.
don't have a problem with it.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Yeah.
See, most people is you can't understand it.
Yeah.
So the other stays there with his wife. You don't let people go over there.
One thing that I learned about, because one animal that I really actually like is the leopard.
Uh-huh.
And one thing I learned about in Africa, that they got the misconception of saying that the lion is the king of the jungle when they actually not the king. When the leopard is the one that actually has the ability to be alone, to actually adapt, to climb trees.
Climb trees.
It has more.
Yeah, you know what? Let me just be cool. The takers. I'm using the word takers. You know what I mean when I say takers, right? You see what I mean when I takers? You know what I'm talking about when I say takers. When the takers write, they like to write things to suit their entity. You see that sister that just left here? She's an anthropology major. Okay. When I lived in a place called Abeokuta, it's spelled Abeokuta. In that place, there's nothing but stones. And according to my grandmother, she said when the takers try to open up the stone and see what's in it, the stone open up and swallow them. I don't know how true it is, but I believe it. I believe it. So that lady, she says she's an anthropology major. So, but being the fact that it was my new days in Nigeria, so every time I see a person of another race like that, I used to go and sit with them thinking, oh, I want to be like them and talk like them, that they can speak my language. Not knowing this mother, but anthropologists, every year in my celebration, they wrote that thing in front of me, and I don't even have a chapter to write about.
Yeah.
And that is because I wasn't raised that way. Another example, because I was born in England, so when I was in school, I used to fight them kids. Okay? And when I fight with them, you know, the African kids will stop talking to me. And there's a thing called vernacular. When you Google it in the dictionary, the word vernacular means a bastard language. In Nigeria, they used to tell you don't speak vernacular. It's just like me going to school in Georgia saying don't speak English.
Yeah.
You know the FBI will come in 2 minutes and put my mother biscuits on it. But these are the things that I grew up with. We thought it was cool, the word vernacular. And all these things that I'm saying is what made me spiritually rebellious, because I just cannot believe it. To grow like 18 years of your life not knowing this,
right.
It just does something to you.
Yeah.
You don't have no mother biscuit career.
Yeah. You kind of lost.
I'm more than lost.
Yeah.
Look, what saved me was when I was 10 years old, they did a reading for me. They said, hey, everything that will happen. One of my names means Adio. It means somebody that dies every time. So I'm like, and when I die, I come back again.
Reincarnation.
Yeah, reincarnation. My father used to tell me I was his younger brother. He said that up to 3 years ago before he passed. And when I was growing up, they did that reading. They said everything that I went through will happen. That was the only thing that saved me.
Because you already knew.
Because I already know when it happened. It's just like shock me. Man, I used to play professional soccer and I can play it too. If you tell me but that by now I would not be living in a $50 million house. 30 years ago, I would think you're smoking something.
Yeah.
There is just no way. But because my mind wasn't ready, every opportunity that was given to me, I kicked it away. As a matter of fact, I enjoy kicking that opportunity away because when you psychologically heal, you know that blaming stuff, it feels so good. You know, like when you mess up, it's like you look forward to messing up.
Yeah. Yeah.
And when you begin to heal yourself and go through all that and see all that. So when I went through a stage of what they call suicidal thoughts, being the fact that I have a Yoruba background, it don't make sense because in Nigeria, in the fast tradition, they tell you that if you kill yourself, nobody comes to your funeral. So they make it look like if you die, you're in a box, there's a piece of paper in your hand, and you have to mark.
Yeah.
John came.
How would you know?
You know, that Wayne was here, you might register in 2. You know, then you're going to tell somebody, I had like 400 people when I died. So, and this is how powerful culture is. So that time, when I was hearing that voice, he allows me to sit with it. I didn't want to be with nobody. I didn't want to live with no work. I didn't want to be with nobody. And until that time came, that mindset disappeared. And that is because of the Buddhist concept that I also came from. But for someone that was raised in this European culture, you will take your life. Because hearing that type of stuff just doesn't make sense. But the Yoruba in me will always say, nigga, you don't lost your mind. Now, excuse me.
Yeah, hey,
that's all I hear.
Being real.
Yeah, nigga, you don't lost your mind. So what I did, it kept me in isolation. All I wanted to do is read a book, do yoga, and go for a run. Look, in the process of it, I have run 60,000 miles. I have no light. Let me see if my app will show you. Man, this phone went to sleep. I have run 60,000 miles.
Ooh.
That's what it happened. 60,000 miles in the last 30 years. Because I went through that state. I just want to be in isolation. Can you imagine? I just woke up one day. I just want to read a book, do yoga, and go for a run. I don't want to live for no work. I was confused myself. I didn't want to do no work. So how can you explain to your family that I just don't feel like doing nothing? Yeah. Everybody will stop talking to you.
Yeah. You go in hermit mode.
Yes. Because that's what I just, especially the last 10 years.
But if you really think about it, monks did it all the time.
Yes, they
monks
do.
go into they and then they study, they practice, all the different things that they practice. But they do it all the time.
Look.
And I think that a lot of the traditions and stuff like that was stolen from us too.
Yes, because look, I've been divorced since 2012. I'm gonna hit by a car by 2015. They give you a 10-year green card so they could go and look for a job because I was reported. I haven't even used the mother biscuit for the last 8 years. I don't even know what the biscuit was wrong. All I've done is get up in the morning, and you know what's so funny? I've been evicted from everywhere. I've been evicted from the shelter. I've been evicted from the back of the barber shop. Everywhere I go.
Yeah.
But I just didn't know what was wrong. And I didn't want people to ask me, look, I'm educated. 2 degrees.
Yeah.
But I just didn't want to do nothing.
Yeah.
And it bugged me to the mother biscuit. And now when I look at it, I'm truly grateful because that kind of psychological healing, we don't have time to heal it.
Yeah, I want to stop for a minute for speaking about the youth because a lot of times when they thinking that they're not educational for school, they feel like they are losing in school, so like that, and that don't be the case. A lot of times, what be the case is they're not geared towards their type of learning. Mm-hmm. So if they actually go back to their culture and learn in the way their culture is, they'll be more advanced than they will be in a school system.
Yes.
The system is trains you to for them. Mm-hmm. And that's not how our body works. And so a lot of times when you start to thinking that, okay, I'm not smart enough, I'm not, I'm always got this anger issues and stuff like that. That kind of loses your inner self,
Yeah.
and that takes you a whole different direction.
Yes, it does. And like I said, look, I'm glad that I can explain this because can you imagine? My whole family stopped speaking to me. So what I did, you know what I did? Social media. Man, I put that mother biscuit on the social media. Like I'm the most popular person on the social media. Look, you Google my name, I come up I can look. Everybody knows where I live right now. Type my name into Google. Everybody in the world knows where to find me right now. Because I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna do that.
Yeah.
And I get up and run every day. You see me, man. I even come up with this style.
What you find though is you find like-minded people because it broadens the spectrum of saying, okay, it's not just a certain area; it's brought it to a whole area.
See, I have to go.
I'm gonna stop it.